So it looks like Young Miami's relationship with Diddy is not all sunshine and roses like we thought, because Cassie's lawsuit just revealed how badly Diddy treats all his women, including Miami. The streets are now saying that Miami is actually Diddy's prisoner, and she is enduring all the mess because of the opportunities he provides her and all the money and fame that comes with it. Y'all, there's a lot going on here, and we need to break it down. Now, even though Cassie and Diddy were able to settle the lawsuit just one day after she filed, this has opened a can of worms, and trust, Diddy is getting exposed. Honestly, if you look at it, Cassie played strategically. Just because they settled doesn't mean a prosecutor won't get involved. Her lawsuit had trafficking as its foundation, so criminal and federal charges can still be brought against him, and the authorities will be watching him very, very closely in case he slips. Well, people already had suspicion that Diddy was a bad guy, and this lawsuit just solidified it, and people have started paying close attention to all things he got away with, especially how he mistreated most of his girlfriends. And the internet is convinced that even Carisha is Diddy's victim because there are just so many weird things about their situationship. Now, in the lawsuit, Cassie went into detail about just how bad things were for her during the relationship. And girl, it's crazier than we would ever imagine. Cassie revealed that Diddy used to put paws on her during their 11-year relationship and would often leave her with bruises all over her body. I mean, the court documents literally have a trigger warning, which just tells us how horrific it is. The lawsuit also alleged that he SA'd Miss Ventura in her own home after she tried to leave him, often punched, kicked, and stomped on Miss Ventura, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding, forced Miss Ventura to engage in intimate acts with male SWs while getting off on it and filming the encounters, demanded that Miss Ventura to carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, and introduced Miss Ventura to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. And as the years went by, the more unhinged he got with her. And the crazy part about this is that he didn't even try to hide his actions from people around him because they saw her being hurt by him over and over again, but they couldn't say anything because they were scared of what Diddy would do to them. These incidents were witnessed by Mr. Combs' staff and employees of Bad Boy Entertainment and Mr. Combs' related businesses, but no one dared to speak up against their frightening and ferocious boss. She also revealed that she tried to leave him on multiple occasions, but he would send people after her and they would call her asking her to get back to him or he would ruin her career. And nobody in Hollywood would ever want to work with her again. And every time she went back, the just got worse and worse. The court documents spoke of a particular encounter when Mr. Combs beat Miss Ventura repeatedly in an Escalade, including by kicking and hitting her. He forced her out of the vehicle on Fifth Avenue in New York City. She was eventually able to hail a cab and get to her apartment in Manhattan. Apart from the DV, there were also counts of SA, like how he would break into her apartment and force himself on her repeatedly. He would also make her hire male escorts with BBC to have intimacy with her while he watched and got off on watching them. The documents wrote, Mr. Combs always supplied Miss Ventura with copious amounts of drugs before and during the FOs, which allowed her to disassociate during these horrific encounters. It became commonplace to get IV fluids in the days after an FO to recover from excessive substances pushed upon her. Now, this thing with Cassie is not a one-off thing, because she is not the only partner that Diddy has put paws on. He did it to his long-term partner, Kim Porter, who was with him for several years. And there are even rumors that he allegedly took Kim out because she was writing a tell-all book that was going to expose him for his evil ways. But that's not all, because his guard, Gene, also exposed him for putting hands on his baby mama and then girlfriend, Misa Hilton.
So we just solved that for you.
Well, Misa was out there. She was messing with the dude from EPMD. That's why Puff first beat her ass. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
No, you fine. Tell.
The fact that Gene said that was the first time Diddy put hands on her makes us know that there were countless other times when he beat her up. But that's still not all, because his side piece, Gina Hunn, also came forward a couple of years ago to reveal how Diddy used to mistreat her.
I mean, in the beginning, like the first 3.5 years, he was I mean, like the first 4 months, he was really nice, but then after that, he started being so like I say, like the first 3.5 years, he was like mean to me.
So when you say mean, describe it.
He was like always belittling me and always like he was like mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing me.
So this means that Diddy has put his paws on every single woman he has dated, which is wild. Of course, this led to talk about his current fling, Young Miami, and whether she is the latest victim. Going to Diddy's track record, fans believe it wouldn't be shocking if they are in a toxic relationship. Diddy and Miami have been together for a hot minute now, and I can't help but wonder if their on-again, off-again relationship has anything to do with the fact that how he might be mistreating her. I mean, the lawsuit alleged that he used to give Cassie elaborate gifts after putting paws on her, and we all know how much he spends on Miami. I mean, he reportedly gives her $500,000 a month to be his side piece. We've always talked about how expensive that is, but what if it's a price to buy her silence? With what we know now about Diddy, people are now speculating that Diddy could be putting paws on her and then boosting her career as an apology. I mean, Miami has done a lot in her short career, and we can even say that she is way more successful than her fellow city girl, JT. And y'all already know JT has never been a fan of Diddy. Remember how JT went on her talk show and said that she hopes that the men in their lives don't cause them to break up.
Can beat the city girls. Mm-hmm. And I pray that our egos does not like separate it. Mm-hmm. Or the internet or guys or like nothing. You get what I'm trying to say? Like nothing.
Do you worry about that? A little bit.
Sometimes. Sometimes I be on my sometimes she be on her. You know, like
you're human.
We're human. We're women. We're not girls.
Anyways, with Diddy's help, Miami has been able to build her personal Carisha brand, which has become very successful. She has a talk show which won Best Hip Hop Platform 2 years consecutively, and the show is only 2 years old. People immediately found it sus that she won against major successful platforms like Drink Champs, The Breakfast Club, Hip Hop DX, Big Boy's Neighborhood, and Versus, even though she literally only had 5 episodes out. Yup, wouldn't be surprised if Diddy bought those awards for her. So with all this that we know now, people have been talking about how she is Diddy's latest victim and how he has been hurting her in exchange for fame and money. I'm not saying that this is the case here, but again, like I said, Diddy has been hurtful to every single one of his partners. Well, fans have been begging her to pack up and run away as fast as she could before Diddy ruins her as well. They left comments saying, Carisha better run. This Diddy done lost his marbles. Diddy literally prays over the weak-minded. Carisha thinks she's living a fantasy when in reality, she the next victim. And y'all really think Carisha wants to be with Diddy? Y'all don't know how things work. She and JT are stuck. It's all smoke and mirrors. Women don't run the show in that society. I actually kind of agree with that last comment because according to Cassie, she was stuck with Diddy for 11 years. And every time she tried to leave, he forced her way back by threatening her and having people call in threats on her behalf. He had her super brainwashed and under so much control that he beat her up in a hotel lobby and she tried to go back to him. That level of control is difficult to deal with, and I'm not saying that this is the case, but you never know what happens behind the scenes. But what do you guys think about this situation? Do you think that Diddy is really putting paws on Miami? Or do you think that she is the one woman that he hasn't hurt yet? Also, do you think that she is sticking with him because of his manipulation? Or do you think that she is a willing participant? Drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video.